Good morning, Tosh. Ah. I don't know what's happening, but the tone of the city has changed an awful lot over the past few days. And it was changing way before the community meeting. I just don't know. RJ is trying to get me to come over to Prodigy, and I'm considering doing it. Not to like stay there, but just, to go see what they have. I saw yesterday that Gia was over there now. I know that Haley, I don't know if Haley and all of them are in the paid one, though. They might be in the whitelisted. I don't think they're in the public. Yeah, it's weird because it seems like anything I say is gonna be a criticism. And I don't want to criticize. 2.0, they did a fantastic job, but they said there'd be less grind. It's just a different kind of grind, but it feels like there's a ton more. It just feels like there's a lot more grind. But it's different kind of grind than it was before. But, and sometimes, I don't know, like the crime-wise. I don't know, I don't really do the crime-wise, so I don't know if it pays off or not, but it has to, you know? It has to with all the way that they have to do to get stuff to do stuff, it has to pay off. I figured today I'm just gonna do 3 trash runs with Sierra, just suck it up later today and do 3 trash runs and go buy the chop shop. Because I just need to do 3. I did the math today. It'll take me about an hour and a half. I'll keep the bags for whatever reason. But the whole, I don't know. Y'all, yeah, I'm going to right now. This is our Roxwood. We haven't extended Roxwood. Yeah, see, this is our Roxwood. I'm going right. Oh my god, I'm going to get grapes. I'm not even going to Roxwood. Yeah, this is our Roxwood. We also, Kev, we also have an Arctic up here. I don't think we don't have KO or or Vegas. I came like extremely the wrong way. I thought I was getting wheat, I'll be honest. I thought I was getting wheat. Like, I don't want to criticize. That's the thing. It seems like everything I'm gonna say is gonna be a critic, you know? But I personally love what they've done. Now, I understand the car prices. I'm not a car person. I don't want a lot of cars. There's only one more car I want. That's it. After I get that one car, there's not anything else that interests me at all. But I understand, like, a lot of people, you do trash and you get 4,800. Now you get some trash bags. You could sell the materials in there. I don't know how much you get for that stuff anymore. But you have to do over 100 trash runs to get to buy a car. That's not true either. You can buy the cheap dealership cars. They are a viability. They have one that goes pretty quick. They have one of the cheap dealership cars that can be made into a S-Class, you know? Not S-Class, but A-Class. It goes, if you modify it, spend 100 and something K, which is 10, 12 more trash runs. I'm using trash because if you get 4 people, it's probably the fastest job you can do. Like, the lumber job pays more, but I think it takes longer. I'm not sure. But, like I said, I'm just using the jobs that, like, the civilian jobs. But if you want to buy, like, a PDM car, a Sandy Shores car. And you're not a criminal, and there is no diving job. I wish. I played in a city that had the fishing script we have, but it also had the diving with it. And the dives were so fun. You needed 2 people to do it, though. You had to have one person in the boat. And then you had one person to go down. Like one person to pinpoint where it was and the other person to find it. And then they had sharks, they had dolphins, they had, you know, the stuff that attacks you. So it was actually, you made a lot of money on the stuff you got because it actually was dangerous to do. The scuba tanks had a life cycle. Okay. Yeah, I've been in servers where you can do it. But I like the team-up aspect of it. Like, the top guy had there's like a separate, kind of like the submarine. You didn't use the submarine, you used the boat. There's a specialized boat. And it had a little sonar radio. It had a little sonar system, and it showed where the treasure was, but it showed where you were as well. So the guy would be like, oh, you need to go, you know, this much. You're right on top of it. You passed it up. It was a nice social aspect where you had to team up. But I don't want to make it like I'm criticizing, because everyone right now is criticizing. And like the governor, Lexi, if you hear this or see this later, I think you and Bucket are doing a great job. I got no problems with the way you're running the government, but I understand why other people do. They started the pay. I got the pay thing decreased today. I get paid $140 less now. But I'm not working at the restaurant for a paycheck. Working at a restaurant, working at a mechanic shop is a great way to meet people in the server you're in. Like if I did join Prodigy, like a part-time, honestly, if I did join Prodigy, I'm gonna be honest with all y'all, I only probably would play when RJ's in there. And depending on if he wants to be a cop or a criminal, I think he wants to be a cop. But working at those stores is a great way to meet people, and Arya knows a lot of people in the city, but like I didn't know Jose or Jorge. I knew Buju, I knew Gia, I knew Heather, but I didn't know them. We didn't hang out, you know. I was the person that supplied their goods. That was it. Now I know them. Now we'll go do stuff together. And that's a good way when you work at those jobs to meet people. I've met Arya in 1.8 didn't know any cops. Like, I knew the cops that y'all know because of how y'all know them. But, like, Walter was the only cop that I would hang out with, but because he was on. He was on when I was on early in the morning. So he'd work at Harmony for Harvey. So I would go hang out at Harmony with Walter for a while. Now, working at Burger Shot, working at Up and Atom, I know a lot of the cops. They come in and they talk. I know most of the medics. You know, so if you join a city, 6M, 5M, 4M, whatever the heck they make next, don't think of joining a business as I need a paycheck, which is what everybody does. I think of it as a chance. It's not forced interaction, but it is interaction. You know, they don't have to talk to me. They can come in and be like, hey, I need 2 food, 2 drink, and then not say a word for the rest of the time they're there, which is fine. But I always try to ask them, hey, how's your day been? I try to get them, you know, give them a little bit of that interaction that we're all looking for. So the paychecks thing doesn't bother me. I'm gonna use the alcohol right now because eventually it will go back down. Right now, they need it. The government needed to up it because none of it, and I'll admit, I wasn't making it. I was making it very rarely. And now, look at me, for the past 3 days, I've been doing nothing but running alcohol. So I need to make 6 batches. I figured it out. I need to make 6 batches and I'll have enough for the car that I want. I'm kind of hopeful that being that they're in a money crunch, it is an S Plus luxury auto car, which are not stock. But I want to tell everyone, and this is the promise, I will upgrade it, probably max, do everything. But I'm not going to use it for crime. I'm not going to outrun the police. It's just a car that I like. I showed y'all 2 days ago, I think I was in Most Wanted, and I pulled it out. I went to the mechanic yesterday, and after I stopped streaming yesterday, I went in Most Wanted to talk to my friend Christy, because I saw she was in there. I went to one of the other mechanic shops, because someone else I know from Redline, and y'all will all know who it is when I say this next sentence. She who will not be named in Redline was in MW. And I'll be honest, I understand what happened. I don't know all what happened, and I don't want to know all what happened. None of my business. But she was always nice to me. I never once had a problem with her. But she doesn't play in that server anymore. She rarely comes in. But the person who did work there, I talked to him, and they instantly, pardon me, I'm still getting over this cold. I got the throat is the last thing to go with me. But I went in there, I went and talked to the person in the auto shop, and they're like, I know you. And I'm like, I used to be in this server, last December. She goes, no, you stream on Redline. You're Aria. Like, just point blank called me out on it, and I'm like, yes, I am. She watches us, she talks in our chats, and it was nice to meet her. Y'all might know her, her name is Hazy Corpse. I've seen her in other people's chats, she's a very nice person. She RP'd well, and, what am I doing? I'm going like I'm going into the farm. So it was just nice, you know, but we're looking for that interaction. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. But shout out to Hazy Corpse. She's a friend of Lexi's. I was trying to call Lexi in the city yesterday, but I didn't see her. I saw her, but then, like, when I called her, she'd already left. But, I have the car you need to get. I probably will. I saw the farm. I watched RJ do it yesterday. That's what I was hoping for here. Like, actually going out and farming. But I understand the script limitations of the city. You know, there's only so much you can put in to where everything is put in correctly and it doesn't cause problems. That I understand. Okay, so I have 800 grape. I need to get 100 bottles and 290 yeast, which I should have exactly down here. Yep, there's 90. Oh, there's 200. Okay. 290 yeast. I finished all my bottles yesterday. It took 4 days to smelt all those bottles. That's how much glass I had. Okay. I did not see... I saw Boujou and Heather and all them for like 20 minutes yesterday. Everyone was bitching about the government, and I just was like, I don't want to be here for that. That's not... Like, I don't have a problem with what they're doing. But then again, only... Hi, Michael. Only, let's see... 6 of us have access to the alcohol the way we all do. And one of them doesn't come into city anymore. One of them I rarely see. Sean doesn't come in anymore. I haven't seen him or talked to him in over a month. Teabag, I see rarely. And he might be doing alcohol, I don't know. Rodney self-admitted to me that he's not doing it right now. Riley's not doing it right now. But they might be. You know, they might be. I don't know. And they might be doing it at Toledo. I mean, I don't know what's going on. We used to be a tight-knit community, and I miss that. We used to all talk to each other. We used to all help each other out. And just now it seems like Everybody's trying to be against everybody, and I hate that. It's red grapes I need, or yeah, red grape. Like when the farms first came out, we all talked to each other. We all helped each other. Now, it's like dead silence from everyone. And I hate that. We were a community, and now we're not. Now it's like everyone for themselves. Good morning, Michael Douglas. I said it already, but I'll say it again. But no, I went in MW a couple of times yesterday. There was a thing last night. There was a car show hosted by old friends of mine from there. So I got to go talk with them. I met the medic. Arya had a husband in Most Wanted. And there was a medic as well who was trying to date Arya. She had a couple of men looking for her. Well, the husband doesn't fly in anymore, but the medic still does, and he was there yesterday, so I got to say hi to him. He was always very nice to me. I got to see Christy and Gracie. I got to meet... I hate the distance, too. The firing line of press conference men. Yeah. Hey, Lexi Hazy. I talked to your friend Hazel in MW. She seemed very nice. I liked her. Good morning, by the way, Lexi. Lexi, I don't have a problem with y'all. Like, you want to come in the city and talk to someone that's not going to yell or scream and have a conversation with you? Holla. I mean, I'll talk. I mean, you and Bucket are still, y'all have done right by me. But like I said, I have access to the alcohol, and what am I doing? I'm going right back to Roxwood, everyone. I'm going right back to Roxwood, where I'm supposed to be going to the, Yep. I'm so used to going to Roxwood, everyone. I'm just so used to it that it didn't even hit me until I was like, I'm going for grapes. The chat, have no problem with what I understand why the government needs to lower and raise. I get it. I do have, the only issue I have is the 2020 doesn't make sense. The one guy who called y'all on that, he has a point. If you lower everything by 20% and lower pay by 20%, you've not done anything. You've just lowered the prices to where now we're having the same problem. It's just lower prices because of lower pay. But other than that, I mean, I don't have an issue with what y'all are doing. I'd say maybe 30% prices lower and 20% pay. That way you're getting that 10% wiggle room. But I'm not in government. I had my chance to run for government. I still want to run for government, honestly. Yeah, I know. Well, people are seeing that as like a punishment. I did while you're doing it, though. I mean, hell. I will say this, though. When Havoc put out that, the government system, he even said you're not going to be liked. If you read in between the lines of everything he said, it pretty much said if you're running the government, you're not going to be liked. But I don't think it's right that, you and Bucket got blamed for stuff that Dan had control over. I don't believe that's right. And everybody's still blaming y'all. Now I don't know what's going on with Dan and Hatchie. I don't want to know. The less I know, the better. If needs be, I am still saying prayers for everyone's safety and health in Redline, especially Gramps. We still haven't seen him yet. The Otis, if anybody knows you or tells you, we're all praying for you for a safe recovery and a quick return. But yeah, I don't think it's right that you and Bucket are getting like the 100% when a lot of this, y'all had no control over. And I think a lot of it also has to do with my conversation with a couple of people in Redline. Oh, they're moving? Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. But, a lot of this has a lot to do with the conversation I had in Redline a few weeks ago. A lot of people are taking this personally. Like y'all are messing with them. And I thought so too, but then I realized that no, it's a game. You know? Like if you and Bucket we're like, okay, in real life, we're going to take 20% of your pay to fund the virtual government. Yes, everybody can be up in arms. But at the end of the day, this is a cops and robbers server. Robberies and crime will always is supposed to pay more than civilians. That is what this server is, a cops and robbers server. You shouldn't be able to make $2 billion doing civilian stuff while criminals only make a couple of $100,000. You know, I enjoy the civilian role. I like playing it because I get interactions. But I get that the server it's set up to be, it's GTA. At its core, 5M is still GTA. And in GTA, being a civilian, you can't. You know, and a lot of people, like, I realize, and I've told y'all this for a long time, I know I'm a backup character. I know I'm a secondary. I'm not the main character. But I'm fine with that. What I do, the farming, the alcohol, the restaurant, all that helps the main characters. It helps Ilana. It helps Havoc. It helps Elite because, they don't got to worry about stuff like that themselves. And I'm glad to do it. I get my enjoyment out of farming. I love the farming. I think that's probably what I'm going to want to do in Prodigy, but I don't know. I know there's private farms, but I think they're already gone. I think I heard RJ say yesterday there were 2 private farms, but I think they're both already sold. But I don't know. I like 2.0. The grinding I had to do in 1.8. My God, y'all, it burnt me out so bad I left City for 5 months? Every time, all I did in 1.8. All I did in 1.8 was go into the mine and get carbon. I would do trash to get iron. That was literally my entire day. I'd talk to maybe 3 people at the mine. I would sell stuff to people. They knew that I could sell them stuff. But that's mostly where that right there, that was the grind in 1.8. So I was happy to be done with it in 2.0. The farm stuff, I will admit, after running to Roxwood 20 times in a day to get stuff, it does get so tedious. But honestly, it's better than sitting in front of a rock, waiting to hit it with a pickaxe. So I like the grind in 2.0 because I don't grind for criminal stuff. If I did, it might be a little different. I remember, Lexi might remember this, bolts. In the first 2 or 3 months, everyone was looking for bolts, and they were so hard to find. And I was doing it too because, when the first city first introduced Arya, she did light crime, like searching the cars, robbing the shelves, stuff like that, robbing the hay bales. She didn't do robbery type stuff. But I was just seeing what it was, I was seeing how the system worked, how the new system worked. This truck is so dirty. Okay, I can start making wine. I need to make, 6? Yeah. So I need to do another wheat run, possibly 2. I'm gonna try to have this wine ready by Wednesday. Because I can't do 5 today. I simply don't have enough yeast. I was gonna tell Bucket yesterday if he can get on Sunday, just Sunday, if they can get the city to reduce it back to 111, which I'll explain that in a second. I can fund the government all week by myself. Y'all would have a surplus. If y'all can go back to 111. It'll never happen. And I understand why it won't happen. Alright, so let's start the first wine bottle process. Make sure, yep, so I take out 600 grapes. So 1,000, 100, and 300. Yep, that's exactly what I need. What I mean by 111 is this. If you can make it 1 grape, 1 yeast, and 1 bottle, I could make 3,000 bottles, which would be, I'm gonna do the math on that one. 150,000's what y'all sell it for times 3,000 bottles, or no, 300 times. That'd be 45 million, or no, 30. Yeah, that'd be 4.5 million every day. Well, not every day, but every other day. So if I did 4.5, and let's say I did that 3 times a week, that's $13 million I could do weekly. That's why they had to change it. They had, imagine the government getting, and that's just me. Rodney and Riley would do it. Teabag would do it. We would get so rich so fast that it wouldn't be worth, like, no one, everybody would just cry to own farm. Because as it is now, I need 10 grapes. The yeast is the problem, to be honest. The bottles, I mean, I got bottles. The yeast, because it takes so much time to make all the yeast. It takes a whole day to process the yeast. But I have another, I need to do 6 runs. I have 1 going. That's 2. So I got 3. So I can make 300 today if I go get the grapes. Which Heather might get a job at the farm and I'll pay her to run, like, certain supplies. Why did I go outside? Yeah, the yeast is the problem. It takes so long. Actually, you know what? I might do it. I might. There's 3, 4, 5, almost 6. But I need to keep this to make the breads. But ever since they made their announcement, the government press conference, the restaurants haven't been open as much. I'll admit, I was farming yesterday. I was trying to farm, sell the alcohol, and then I went to MW for a little bit just to talk to people. And that's why I didn't open the restaurant. But I did open the restaurant 3 times yesterday. Okay, so that's going, that's going. We have enough for 3 more. I need to get their help to just empty this out today. That's 10 productions. That's 3,000 yeast. I have 600 grapes, so I need to get 400 more for the next load. Actually, yeah, I can get a... Nope. I can't get 1,000. There's only 1,058. Like, I don't mind going to get the grapes and the wheat and all that. It's tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, bell peppers, onions, pickles. Like, when they need a full restaurant refill, it's like 4 hours of just driving to Roxwood, the exact same route, every single time. It just gets to be like brain rot after a while. But, you know what? I do it. Because the city needs it. I know it's hard to, like, fathom. Because most people... I hate to say it, but most people don't do things out the goodness of their heart. They do something for either acknowledgement or a reward. You know? And it's human nature. We want to be acknowledged for our... You know, our efforts. I thank all of y'all every day. You know, I acknowledge that all y'all are here. Y'all matter to me. You know? And, But I'm not looking for a reward in the city. I'm just trying to help. I'm old enough that I've learned that, you know, sometimes it's a game at first. I let personal problems creep into it, and I've now since discovered how to stop that. I have to inject comedy back into it. That's how I'm stopping it. I'm injecting more comedy. I made an Up and Atom yesterday. I made an ad on Trendy. I'm using Trendy as an outlet, basically. You know, I'm trying to use Trendy as an outlet to not be serious and have fun with it. But at the same time, you know, if they need help with something, I'm down. I'm not looking for a reward. The reward is the process. You know, the real journey was the friends made along the way. That's the truth. That is true. Everybody loves a good story. Everyone, we're humans. We love a good story. And the friends you made along the way give you that story to tell new friends. And then they tell you their stories. And, you know, the interactions. Now, of course, we don't treat this like real life. Right? As much as all of us want to, RP is RP, we know it's not real. Like, if we were to treat it like real life, there's no way I'd be driving this truck at 85, flying through red lights and stop signs. We wouldn't do that. You know, there's no way I'd be taking turns at 90 miles an hour in this truck. There's no way I'd be like, boom, hit that car and just keep going, you know? But we do with what we have and the interactions we have. We try to make them memorable for you, for us. But I know there's a time where we can all get together and be like, remember when this happened in Redline? Remember when this happened? And we all have a good time remembering those. Mine will be the drag Pontiac and the flip car videos. They're just funny. I liked it when Opie had the locals riot. You know, the fireworks videos. Those are the ones we remember because they're just funny. One of my favorite Alana videos is a very recent one. It was in 1.8, don't get me wrong, but I think it was within this past year when he did the Baba Yaga serial killer. It was just funny. Like, it was just funny how he was doing it. I watched that one a few times. Because it's just funny. Okay. There is a truth. Hi, License. There is a truth we have to acknowledge, though. Is that I don't think Redline's dying. People are like, Redline's dying. No. I think a lot of people are gearing up for GTA 6, which, by the way, will not have online on release. They've already, I went looking yesterday. It's going to be at least 2 weeks to a month after the release that they're going to release online for it. There is a team working on a 6M already. It's a Rockstar team. They have I think a other team though too. I think like there's a couple of people. But Rockstar themselves are working on a 6M type server. Like a server system. But a lot of people are just like, plus it's summertime now. And there's, you know, we get busier in the spring and summer. You know, back in caveman days, you gotta think, fall, they hunted and prepared for winter, and then winter, they didn't do much. You know? There's a reason a bear hibernates during winter. There's not much for him to do. The animals don't come out. They're all hanging out at home. It's harder to eat. And spring and summer, we get busy. That's the growing season, the time we get up and do things. You know, modern day, it's vacations, you know. Spring cleaning is a thing. I do it year-round, though. But I don't think Redline's dying. I think people just have other things they're doing right now. Last year, around this time, you know, the city had maybe 50 to 60 people at a time instead of, there were nights where I couldn't get in Redline, you know, last year, where I had 100 people in it. Look, ultimately, people should play as they want if they're having fun, and admins need to know what they want out of Redline 2.0. Good morning, Michael. Well, I get where they're coming from, though. If you just give everyone, like they had a city I joined. I can't remember what it was. But there was a small city server that one of my friends went to play in, and they wanted me to come in there. So I did. When I logged in the bank was $500,000. In my pockets was $1 million. And the cars there cost like 80 grand. So, I mean, oh, he knows. He knows. But, there was no point in, like, working for anything. You could basically go buy 2 or 3 cars instantly that you wanted, modify them, and then that was it. And you could just go hang around. They don't want that here. They want you to actually, you know, oh, there's somebody doing something. They actually want, like, when you buy a car in Redline, it's a reward. I'm not deaf in real life, license. I'm not. Aria is deaf. I'm not. I can hear perfectly fine. All right. Give me 1 second, everyone. I have to go make breakfast for my patient. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Okay, license. There's nothing wrong with the questions he's asking everyone. You see those things in my ears? Those are hearing aids. That's how she can hear, but they're noise canceling. So she can hear voices, but she can't hear other things. It's like a specific tuning. Plus, Arya can read lips. When the hearing aids don't work, she can read lips. But I've always felt that, I always have felt that RP characters should have something that's unique to them. Like, OP plays an older man. There's not a lot of people who play the older gentleman in Redline. You know, Havoc plays French. Elite has the bag on his head. That everybody knows him for that. Trayton. You know, Trey has the horse mask. Kendrick even has the flip-flops, and, you know, Lauren has Lauren the way she is. Everyone has their own way that sets them apart. Otherwise, you're just like, I'm not going to say you're like everyone else. That's not true. You have your own individuality. But if everybody just played the same character with no differentiating traits, how would we know who each other is? So, Arya's deaf, and there's a reason for her deafness. You know? It's not just like, okay, I got 10 wine going already. I need to remove 400? Yeah, 400. Actually, I can leave them in. I can go get another 100. I could probably put the rest of the stuff in the farm. I didn't realize my stock was so low. I could probably just make the stuff now. But yeah, let's get the city some money. I'm gonna be broke when I get this when I make these 6 bottles. I'm gonna be broke. Because I'm gonna spend all the money. I want that car. That's what I'm saving up for right now. I want that car. Hopefully the city will sell it to me. I'm not trying to be malicious with it. I'm not trying to attack anyone or blah, blah, blah. I just like how it looks. And if I can do the same stuff, which I don't see why I can't do the same things I did to it in that other city. It's the same model. You know, it uses the same mods. Oh yeah, I could put all of it in here and still have room. Oh, I could probably put another, no, I need another 1,000. Nope, I'd be 54, but if I get this 54 done, I could make 300 bottles if I had the wine. 55, 50, 185, that is correct. So that's 200 red. Where's the red wine? Okay, I don't need to repair this just yet. What about any other machines need a repair? Nope. Hey, what about the farms? Did I turn the red on? Yeah, the red's working. Alright, let's see what's going on. That would be Jervon. Okay, I need 6, so I'll probably end up doing 4 red and 2 white. But I need, let's see, can I do 6? I don't think I can. I think I didn't have the over here. Because I'll take this. Nobody's needing bread right now. That's 1, 2, and I have 3 down there, so that's 5. So to have the money I need to do 6. So I still need to go get some wheat. What I might do is let this wine, because the wine's gonna take, like, 2,800 spots? No, 2,600. Yeah, I'm gonna be down to, like, 50 in my stock. So I might wait for one of the other people to get on and be like, can y'all help me run wheat? And get 3,000 wheat and make powder and all that. Hello! I didn't think any of them would be up. Yeah, yeah, no, I don't drink and I don't smoke. I'm with you right there. I've never vaped, just not interested in it. If that's how you feel, though, if you want to vape, hey man, go ahead. Who am I to tell you no? Okay, so I don't have a vehicle, so I'm gonna have to skateboard to the garage. We're gonna let those 200 run. I'll probably wait until either Buju or Heather get in. I don't know. Like, it's weird. What happens? People get control of the restaurant, and then they just stop coming in. I will say this, though. There are a few people who went to Prodigy. They left for, like, not because of what happened with the press conference, but they were just... A couple of people are finding it boring. And there are times where I find it boring in year 2. But there's things to do, right? There's things to do. They didn't make it to where there's absolutely nothing to do. Like, there's probably 7 or 8 people in the server right now. And if I knew who they were and they wanted to do something, I'd be down. I've gotten pretty good at skateboarding. Watch them fall now. I think I need gas, too. Let's see, do I have money? I got 3,000. This is good. That's good. That's good. I don't really drive that then. Honestly, I could sell this. I don't drive it, but then again, I'm gonna be like, one day I'll be like, no, I want it, and it's gone. I'm gonna try my truck. Let's get some gas real quickly. Go check out Up and Adams, see if they did anything. I'm gonna... It is a grind, I will admit. But is it a negative? Is it a net negative? I feel like if what I was listening in on after I logged out last night, I listened to a little bit of some random streams. And from what I'm understanding, robbing a bank is not, is worthwhile. Is worth doing. You get a lot of money. So, all the grinding, if it's leading up to robbing a bank, it might be worth it. Because once you know how to do it once, it's got to get easier. You know what I mean? Is Arya a good driver? Yes and no. Regular driving, yes. I think I've never been in a cop chase. I don't know how my driving would be there. I got into a cop chase one time. One time in 1.8, and I ended up flipping my vehicle like 2 or 3 minutes into it. So I don't, my crime driving skills have never been tested. But they might be, because like I said, I'm gonna get the chop shop with Sierra. I think maybe something they can do to alleviate is give us a couple of like low-collar crimes that you don't need cops on for. Because I know you can I think you can steal bricks with no cops. I know you can rob the hay bales with no cops. But you don't get anything like worthwhile out of that. And I know they don't want to just give, because somebody would just sit there and grind all morning. But, like the refrigerators at the stores. Drop down what you get in there to like $50 per item, but let them do it with no cops on. You know, it's not too much of a net gain, but it'll be something they can go in a store and feel like they're robbing a store with no cops on. You know, stuff like that. Things that don't really, I don't think you get anything out of the freezers that you need for anything else. I think it's all like pawn shop items. You know, just drop a few of the low crimes down to 0 cops. That way that gives criminals a little more to do. But it's not like breaking the economy with what they're stealing. Like, I can rob my hay bales all morning until the cops get on. And every rusty nail I get is $250. So, I mean, I can literally sit out there for, 6 hours every day? And get 40, 50 rusty nails and go trade them in for a couple of grand. The farmer's market right now. You know, you could rob hay bales. There's a ton of hay bales in the farmer's market. Speaking of, I need to see if that money's there. I did the test last night. Let's go see if the money's there, then the money survives the tsunami. If the money's not there, there should be $100. That's it. If the money survives the tsunami, then that's something. But the products don't. I pulled something off this morning already. Or no, yesterday. I did it yesterday. And all the stuff was gone. This is my first trip to the market today. My potatoes and tomatoes I put on there yesterday sold. I pulled the pickles off last night and brought them to Up and Adam. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so the money does survive the tsunami. The money survives, but the products do not. So as long as I put the products up there, I don't have to worry about at the end of the day coming back for the money as well as the product. Okay, let's see. My friend is reopening her server. I'm going to try to find out when, and if any of y'all want to come drop in there, say hi, maybe have a chat with Aria, y'all are more than welcome. I just act that, you know, be respectful, like, for the rules. Don't come in there and be crude and rude and run people over, and it's not GTA. But I don't know when she's going to do it. That's the thing. Hopefully sometime this month. But there's a lot of changes coming this month, right? Well, babe, Ryan Stealer is already the driver. I mean, like, the character license. Are you literally a mod? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. License is a mod. He has earned his position, no matter what anyone says. But he really has not been, you know, he's been more along for the journey. He really hasn't. I've not really known him to ask questions. But look, I'll be honest, Michael. It's, you know, other people might be asking these questions too that are new. You know? Because I don't really explain it anymore. I used to explain it all the time. But now I don't. But I have, you know, I have new subscribers every day. So people might be like, well, why are there no game sounds? Why are now, you know, he's asking questions. It's not a bad thing, you know? It's a public server. It's going to be a public server open to everyone, non-whitelisted. Now, granted, I'm going to tell y'all, it's not a populated city. We want it to be. We definitely want it to be a populated city. But once again, you know, GTA 6 is around the corner. Like, if this was 2-3 years ago, then yeah, I'd be like, everybody, come play. But I get people are kind of waiting for the new one to drop. But I'm not sure of the name yet, because she's had like 2 different names, and I don't know if she's going to keep the one she has or make another one. She's been talking about it in the Discord. Okay, we should be. Nobody was really here. Oh yeah, we're still very well stocked. I should cook everything today. Like, just stay open all day. Make everything that come into an empty restaurant. I'd be employed. Oh, let's see. Is there a new employee of the month? So all I have to do is sell one thing to be employee of the month. I'm gonna mess with them. I'm just gonna make 1 chicken nugget. Actually, I'm gonna make french fries because I need food too. So let's make a french fry. Just to have a little fun. We're just having a little fun here. Oh, no, you can't cook a potato. I mean, technically you could cook a potato like that. I don't think you'd want it, though. A deep-fried potato? It'd just be a big french fry. Alright, so if I sell 2 french fries, take a picture of it, put it in the Discord, I'm employee of the month. Oh. Okay, so the line's going. I'm gonna wait for some help to do it more. You know, I want to start hiring people on my farm to do things and paying them to do it. So once I buy this car, I might actually like people who were like say you're new to the city and you're doing a trash job. You're doing, well, you know what? I'll come give you basic access to the farm. You can go pick stuff up for me, and I'll pay you for each trip. That way it lessens, I'll have a whole damn fleet of trucks. I'll have like 6 of them. There's not enough farm stuff to do to have like something like that. Because there's only so much that the restaurants need. Before I forget and sell them all, let's take one. I'll be employee of the month for like 2 or 3 hours. I think it's funny. Stuff like this I think is funny. Like, you be employee of the month with 1 sale. I want to see if that's how it works. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Completed 1 activity. Alright, let me see. Is there enough people to open? I mean, there's 10 people in here. That means there's 9 others. Is any other? If a restaurant, it's probably Los Santos restaurants open. No, just the mechanic.
City Life love Los Santos.
We have achieved
Stop ordering fucking...
Yeah, I did 1 new one, and then the rest of them are like from the day the city opened. New truck in the family. I'm right. I should write, bitch, you should have bought mine. Great workmanship on that truck right there. I love it. Okay. Where can I sell my fish? Juniper Aquarium. Come on down to Roxwood. Pier looks good at night. So that's it, right? That's all 3 french fries. Yep. That's it. I am employee of the month with 3 sales. That's funny to me. Alright. And this is for any... This is for sale, but it's mostly for us. I left milk here. It's going bad, so... Or drink it. You can't use it. Once it's gone bad, you can't use it. Like, it's not like the other ingredients. Alright. Sorry about that, everyone. I had to take care of something. Okay, let's walk here. Ooh, oof. Okay. Go up to... Where are we going? Where are we going? Let's see. That's the problem with, like, also the restaurants, the mechanics just sitting around. The mechanics I get. You know, you can only upgrade a car so much. You know? You can only change it around so many times before you're just like, eh. But the restaurants, people have to eat and drink. But there's just not enough people in the city to have 5, 6 people sitting in a restaurant. Yesterday when I went in to Up and Adam, Nate, Jose, Boujou, and Heather were there. All of them were clocked in, and I didn't clock in. Because there's no reason for me to be there. You know, if I clock in, then I'm just eating the city's money. But there's just like, right now, there's just not enough people to do anything. I was even like considering recommending that Chop Shop be 0 cops, but caveat. The cars you get with 0 cops don't give you like items. It's just strictly sells for like little bit. It's old beater cars that don't really, you know, they're not going to get you a lot of money. Like maybe $250 for the entire car. But you can do it when no cops are on. You know, it'll give people crime that they can do. Hi, Kindy. Everyone, be nice to that's Kindy. 27 is Gracie. That is my friend Gracie from Most Wanted. Y'all met her 2 days ago. She plays Sophie and Grace. Okay, oh, I can show her. She's watching. I always used to tell you about the cherry blossom car in my other city. You can see it now. That is not it. There it is. This is how I thought it would look in Most Wanted. But it just didn't. I like it because it smiles. It looks like a happy car. And then on contrast, I have the angry car. I have the mad looking car. But yep. She also, I don't know if she still streams, but she streamed Fortnite. She's a big Fortnite streamer back in the day. I don't know if she still does it or not. Okay, why didn't I just wash this? And all I did was go to up and add them. Okay. Oh, I can show her. I always wanted them to see Redline. But when I played MW, I didn't stream. I was not streaming at the time. I was considering it, but at the time I didn't. But I do want to go, while she's here, I do want to go show her one thing, and you can go back to the very first streams I did and find where I've always said this. This is all constant since I started streaming. I told her I own a farm. I'm going to my farm right now. It's in Grapeseed. They had this bridge in Most Wanted, but they don't anymore. I tried going yesterday. I went to my farm in Most Wanted. I just drove up there just to drive up there and see. The house isn't destroyed in that city. The O'Neill Ranch is still standing. But I have, bees on my farm. Let me see if I see them. You see, I have 2 bunny rabbits. You see them up there above my headlights? I've always called them Christy and Gracie. Because I love the bunny rabbits. That's been their name since I started streaming. But yeah, this is my farm. It's just the interior of a building. I need to check. Everything should be fine, but I always, when I'm here, I check. We're up to 35. Oh, I have to show her the dress. She knows the dress that I wear in Most Wanted. She's seen it. The white wedding dress. I don't have it here. The best I could do was this one. But it's still, I do the face paint too sometimes. All of that. I do have a new thing I'm going to be doing in Most Wanted, if they have the outfit. If they have something similar to this. You know what? I'll go do that today, because nobody's here. Plus, I can show her the other thing. You don't stream anymore? Okay. I can show you the other thing that we have here that Christy saw. But yep, good morning, by the way, to everyone. I do early morning. There's not too many people in the city right now, but I do farming. I provide food for the people. I provide alcohol for the government. Seatbelt. I always forget to put my seatbelt on. I did not want to do that. Oh, and they also, Grace, this is how I play Arya, even in MW. If you listen, Arya's deaf. I've always told y'all Arya's deaf. I play with no game sounds. I can't hear engines, I can't hear car horns, sirens, or anything. This is how Arya plays in both MW and... in the server that my friend owned was called Karma. Arya is not deaf in that server. It is a different Arya altogether. It's not this Arya. She does have the green hair and the green lipstick, but in there, it's a choice. Yeah, see, we have this. They don't have this in MW. We have a whole second entrance to Roxwood with an industrial zone. What the feature MW needs is the trains. Oh my god, this city would make so much money. We technically have fast travel in our city. You can go to the Los Santos train station, the Sandy Shores train station, and it just fast travels you from one location to the next. Oh. That's the farmer's market, one of my favorite places in the city. But see, this is part of Roxwood in there. In MW, back in the day, this is where I'd come to sell my drugs. Because those chairs had there was 40 to 50 people. And, yeah, there was 40 or 50 people in that aquarium, and you could just sell to everyone. By the time the cops got up there, you were long gone. And then we also have this in Redline. The bridge doesn't just end, they added a whole new section to the map. Oh, I wanted to see you airborne. Nuh-uh, not miss. Crash? I might have crashed. Nope. Usually when it stutters and lags like that, they're implementing little small background changes. But yeah, every city's different. And we have... Ooh, that was a drift. They added in a whole city to the top of Roxwood. And I have a house up here. I knew a lady named Karma. Okay, oh, there goes my front end. I was reading chat, I will admit. I was reading chat. I wasn't paying attention when I was driving. Have a nice day, Michael, if I don't see you. Have a good day. This truck... I don't know. It seems like every day the vehicles have a different handling. I don't know why, but I have to relearn to drive every... This one seems to be drifting a little more, too. But this is my house. We spent a lot of time decorating the front. The front was just these dirty, dead bushes. I built the hedge, the side. This is the kitchen. The kitchen nook. This is the living room. They have a painting in Most Wanted. There's a painting you can use to decorate. I want it here so bad. It looks so amazing. I'm gonna have to see if I can't get a picture of it. This is not finished yet, but it's gonna be the makeup and wardrobe room. The bedroom has just been the basic stuff put down. Just the storage and, a bed. I've started decorating. This is my workroom. My drills. Which I'll probably, this is how you do, like, rocks in this server. Oh, she doesn't know. You know, in Gracie, in Most Wanted, you have the Uwu Cafe, right? And you have the little plushies you can get there. And I always have the wasabi one as my plushie. Well, guess what? In this city, I actually have a plushie. There's an Arya plushie. I'm holding a little pitchfork and a basket with vegetables. And, I have a card. It's a farm girl, like a Pokemon type card. But, oh, okay, I see what I did. I need to open this again. Some reason it does that. I'll show you this. These are all people in the server, but this is Arya's boyfriend in this server. His name is RJ. And it's Rick James. But yeah, so they made plushies of people in the server. I think if MW ever did something like that, you and Christy would have to be like the first series. Everyone knows y'all. Y'all are like really popular there. Okay, we're gonna go finish the transformation. We're gonna go finish the transformation, for the outfit. I was gonna ask them if they could put a hair salon up here. Like maybe in that strip mall next to my house, if they just put a hair salon right there, but I get they can't. I get they're limited to what they have to work with. Oh. Am I close? Okay, yeah, I was. Does the radio station change? It does. But it says West Coast Classics Media Player. The radio station does on the thing. That's interesting. I'd never noticed that. I mean, I can't hear the radio, but... That's not everything they have in this server. I'll real quickly, if she's still here. We have an entire section over here of Roxwood. And there's a lot to do in our Roxwood. There is a lot to do up here. In fact... Uh-oh. Everybody, you're gonna have to give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to end stream for a second. I'll be right back. I'm terribly sorry. But, they need me for something. I don't know how to mute or do any of this, so I will be right back.